I switched to mouse and keyboard this year. Here's what that journey really looks like. You know, all my life I've gamed with a controller, from the N64 all the way to the Xbox Series X. You name it, I had all the systems. When I was younger though, my grandmother upgraded to a brick of a desktop. I think it was like a Dell 2000 or something. It was the big gray joint. I remember my older brother had told me go ahead and download Halo Combat Evolved. That tells you how ancient I am. But that game was game changing, honestly. And then after a while, Combat Arms had came, and that was all she wrote, honestly. I was never truly the same. Yeah, I would still play with my controller, but something about mouse and keyboard just always kept calling back to me, if that makes sense. Well, fast forward to this January, and I built my first gaming PC, and finally ditched the controller. I'm proud of myself. Here's how the upgrade really went down. So of course, if we're talking about upgrades, I have to tell you the specs. I mean, it's only right, you know? I got the Intel Core i9, 129K, the ASUS RTX 4060 with 8 gigabytes of RAM. I know, trust me. I didn't know the 50 series was coming out. That's why I got the 4060. I know. 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, 1.5 terabyte of storage, MSI Mag A750 PSU, my power supply, and I have a 1440p 180 Hz monitor. And of course, what I stream and record with is Elgato and OBS setup. I have to upgrade my Elgato though. For my mouse and keyboard, I generally cannot remember where I got this keyboard from. It was a gift, but I can't remember the brand. And my mouse is a Pulsar X Elite V3 ES Esports Tournament Edition. It's a size 2. So after I built the PC, I had to jump straight into the games. It was necessary. Initially, you know, after playing games for all my life, I thought it was going to be a problem. No, not at all. Not at all. To be honest, my learning curve wasn't really like most. Movement wasn't really my main problem. In the grand scheme of things, tracking was my #1 issue. Switching from controller to keyboard. Going from holding the analog to actually holding the whole mouse and trying to hone in on one person at a time, that was the issue. Say if I round a corner and I see somebody, I would aim at them perfectly fine, but as soon as I click down to like shoot, my hand would start tweaking out. Over time, I felt the muscle memory come back, like riding a bike after a few years of not even touching one. I didn't really need the training wheels of Aim Labs or Kovacs, just the repetition of live games. Pretty soon after, I found 2 videos, one on BO6 settings and the other for aim training. Those 2 were PB&J, the best stepping stone pair for me. Improving on mouse and keyboard wasn't just about playing matches. I had to train, messing with the settings, fixing my sensitivity, and figuring out what was and wasn't working for me. I started with 1600 DPI, a 3.6 Sens, and a 2000 Hz polling rate. I know it'd be fast for some, but on my end it clicked. I do miss a few shots here and there, but at least we're not aiming at the sky, right? And for my warm-ups, I usually go into private match for about 5 to 10 minutes. Me versus 11 bots, and I pretty much just stand in one place and just actually try and hone in on my flicking and tracking so that my hands are all warmed up and everything is in sync. So when I actually go online, I'm ready to go. Before, I would just legit jump into straight online games and try to warm up that way, but I felt as time passed, I wasn't really getting any better that way. It was almost as if I was moving backwards with my hand-to-eye coordination when it came to just jumping straight into online games. I noticed though, once I was in private matches, I felt more comfortable, if that makes sense. I felt more in control of my mouse in terms of like gunfights or if I round the corner and somebody's there, I was already ready for that person. And surprisingly, once I actually started the private match aim tracking, I noticed that even in different games, not only just COD, that my aim responded to the practicing of the private matches. Like even in Battlefield, all the Battlefields that I play, I've noticed that my aim has changed from before I started the aim training to now, which is, honestly, I'm proud of myself, honestly. I learned very, very quickly that you cannot copy the pros. Like your favorite YouTuber or your favorite streamer, it's not gonna work. Yeah, you can obviously copy their settings, but once you put that in game, it doesn't translate. You gotta put in, you have to put in the aim labs, the callbacks, or even the private matches like I do, just to get the feel of your sense. What I would say is though, like if you come across a video that has settings, I would say use that as like an off base and tweak it either up or down to your liking to find your true setting, like how I did. And now I find myself having even way more fun than before. Like I'm winning more gunfights that I should be winning. I'm not losing exchanges. I'm snapping onto people like I'm a pro or something. Of course I'm not, I'm not a aim god or something, but for the progress that I made and for how I feel when I'm playing now, PC playing is superb fun nowadays for me, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
Because if I'm going anywhere.
Still a lot to learn, but this is where I'm at right now. I appreciate you watching and following the journey, even though you've only seen one video, so you technically haven't really been on the full journey. But drop your mouse and keyboard progress or settings down in the comments below. Let's keep improving together. And always remember these two key things. Blessings are real and you're living proof. And whatever happens, happens. Thanks for watching.